Hey everybody, it's Jay. Today I want to talk about my Vz.58. This is a CSA Vz.58 Czech import, milled receiver 762 by 39, and I currently have it set up with the factory black polymer front handguards, an ergonomic black polymer pistol grip, and the old school Slim Jim folding stock, which I have for the sake of compactness and weight savings, and I kind of like the look of it, to be honest. Well, Misha and I talked about this video, and I told him I was interested in making a video called 4 Reasons Why You Should Buy a Vz.58. And he suggested that I do the 4 reasons why you should, and he could do the 4 reasons why you shouldn't. Now I want to preface this by saying we both love the Vz.58. We both really do. Misha is probably Misha is decidedly the first person to champion the Vz.58. He convinced Rob Ski to get one, who loves his, so we both love the Vz.58. And I normally am pretty balanced in my opinion. I try to be pretty critical, a little bit cynical maybe sometimes, but I'm going to try to be very positive for the purposes of entertainment. Try to be very positive in this video with my 4 reasons of why you should buy one, and then I'll let Misha cover the 4 reasons why you shouldn't. And again, knowing that we both like the platform, so this is going to be meant for entertainment. But if you're here for confirmation bias, this is your video. Don't watch Misha's video because it's going to make you mad. So, number 4, why you need to buy a Vz.58. It is not an AK. But, Jay, you say, I love AKs, and you love AKs. I thought, yeah, that's true, I do, which means I have 762 by 39 ammo already. And during the ammo panic, at least at the time of this recording, 762 by 39 is usually considerably cheaper, usually about half of what 223 is going for, and it seems to pop up considerably more often than 223 does right now. So if you've already got a stockpile of 762 by 39, or if it's one of the few calibers that you can get to feed your AK, and you want another gun to be able to take to the range to get a little bit of a different experience, actually quite a bit of a different experience, these things handle pretty differently than AKs, then the Vz.58 is a really good option for you, because it shoots 762 by 39. So you get a factory gun, a factory import at that, with the CSAs. Of course, see, there's also the Century Vz.2008s as well that are available. I mean, they're only available in the secondhand market at this point, but out there floating around in the secondhand market, that both shoot 762 by 39. So if you just need another gun that shoots 762 by 39, Vz.58 is a good option for you. Likewise, like with an AK, if you want to set it up however you want to set it up, you can do that with a Vz.58, which is my number 3 reason why you need one. There is a cottage industry around the Vz.58 because these have developed something of a cult following over the last 20-ish years that they've been available. Maybe it's something more like 15 years. I don't remember the exact date that they started bringing these in, that D-Technic started bringing these in. And Century started making the Vz.2008. Nevertheless, they've been around for a while, over a decade for sure, and in that time there has been a decent aftermarket that has cropped up around them. I wanted to say a fair aftermarket, but I'm going to say decent instead, because again, this video is the positive video. So if you want to get a stock adapter that lets you put a buffer tube and your favorite AR stock on there, you can. There are a bunch of different types of pistol grip. There are a bunch of different handguards. If you want to put wood all over this thing, there's wood furniture out there floating around for it. If you want to put an M-LOK handguard or a quad rail handguard or a gas tube optics mount, you certainly can. There are a couple of different people making magazines, including what I have in here, AC Unity. I've not tested these yet, so don't take that as an endorsement necessarily for these mags, but they were cheap, about $14.99 each from RTG Parts. Of course, you can get the original factory as well. 30 rounders, which are super lightweight and much lighter weight than AK mags. They also, in my opinion, are a little bit easier to rock and lock than AK mags as well. In addition to that, we have a few different optics mount options. RS Regulate very famously makes a side rail mount for it, and CSA is now bringing these in, drilled and tapped for a side rail, which you can add. So you have a few different optics mount options, as well as an optics mount for the, like I said, that replaces the gas tube. There are a few different people that make those as well. So you have a fairly modular system. At the very least, there's an aftermarket that supports modularity on this gun. Number two, I find the Vz.58 to be very exceptionally mechanically accurate. This rifle right here, shooting a 6x scope with just basic WPA Wolf 7.62 by 39, consistently shoots just under 2 inches. So about an inch and about 1 3/4 inches is what the groups that this thing shoots with super cheap ammo, with a fairly improperly mounted optic, or scope, I should say. At the time, it sat back a little too far back. I didn't have it quite set up for good eye relief. But even with those limitations, I really do find these to be really exceptionally mechanically accurate. It is the most mechanically accurate 7.62 by 39 that I own, at least in my experience with everything that I own. It's the most accurate one that I have. Now, I'm sure that there are probably some other guns out there, like there's probably an AR that shoots better. There's probably a bolt gun that shoots better. I'm not sure really what the accuracy is like on the Galil Ace 7.62 by 39, but I can speak to this one being very mechanically accurate. So if you want a gun, again, in 7.62 by 39 that you can set up however you want it, that's really exceptionally accurate, then the Vz.58 is a good choice. And finally, probably the most important aspect of any firearm is mechanical reliability. So that's my number one choice as to why you need a Vz.58. They are very mechanically reliable, especially the CSA ones. I haven't really heard much bad about the Vz.2008s, but I do prefer the fit and finish on the CSA imports to the Vz.2008. I did have a Vz.2008 as well. And I've never heard of a lemon Vz.58. That said, I'm sure that they exist, but again, we're being super positive here. I've never heard of a lemon Vz.58, but mechanically anything can fail, right? But if you want a battle-proven system, these have definitely fought in worse. There are plenty of pics of Czech soldiers in the desert with these things. They are a battle-proven design. They work exceptionally well. And another nice thing is, this is a milled receiver, which is very smooth, probably lends to some of the mechanical accuracy, how smooth this bolt operation is, and how it relates to the gas system. It's very smooth, but unlike with the milled AK, this milled Vz.58 only weighs about 7 pounds. Milled AKs weigh about 9 pounds. So what we end up having is a very smooth milled, very mechanically reliable gun that doesn't weigh a whole lot. It's very lightweight. In fact, that's why I have this Slim Jim stock on here, is because it's light and I can fold it very easily, and it's very handy feeling. So this would 100% be a go-to gun for me in 7.62 by 39. The only reason why I don't have it set up that way right now is because I have the WBB Fox already set up that way. But yeah, so very mechanically reliable, very mechanically accurate, because of a lot of it's because of the gas system, I believe. We have a decent aftermarket, a cottage industry around the Vz.58, and it's not an AK. So if you already got an AK and you've already got the ammo for it, you're pretty much already set up to go on a Vz.58 from CSA or a Century Vz.2008. If you want to go that route too, a lot of times they're a lot more affordable. I personally don't think they're made quite as well, but again, this is a positive video for positive people, so I'm being exceptionally positive, probably maybe even hyperbolic to a fault, but that's the point of this video. So I'm going to turn this over to Misha to cover why you should not purchase a Vz.58. And I don't know, we haven't discussed yet if he's going to tag his video onto the end of this one or if he's going to record it for a future video. So if not, just in case, I will let you know. This is Jay. I appreciate you watching. Please click like if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to us if you haven't already, and be sure to check out the link to our Patreon page if you want to help support us, and watch for Misha's video coming up next, either published next or right at the end of this one. And he will see you in a second.